Hello, my name is Clement. Welcome to Cyber Abode. And today we will be discussing a topic which I captioned identifying phishing emails, how to spot and avoid scam. Phishing attacks remains a very critical sector in cybersecurity because almost 91% of cyber attacks that have been carried out successfully globally are being initiated by phishing email. So it should be taken seriously. Well, phishing email can be defined as a deceptive message designed to trick users into providing sensitive data such as login details, card details, or clicking a malicious link. And phishing attacks are very dangerous because they can as well lead to serious personal, financial, and security risks. Also, the threats that can be attributed to phishing emails includes identity theft and as well as credential theft. So, with the identity theft or credential theft, attackers steal your login credentials. It could be your email account login credential. It could be your social media account login credential. It could also be your bank account login credentials, and they use them to access sensitive information, commit fraud. Most times they sell this information or data on the dark web. They can also use it to spy on you or on your business. They can as well use it to complete information gathering. For an instance, let's say you own a house and you mistakenly give out the key to your house to a thief in disguise. So once you have given out this key to a thief or a criminal in disguise, the criminal will end up having full access to your house. The criminal can always access your property at any given time. The criminal can access your property from the main entrance. He can choose to access it from the back door, from the roof. He can access it at any given time, even while you are still inside the house. The criminal can even be living with you in the same room, in the same house, without you knowing. And the second one we have on the list is a financial loss. Phishing emails often trick victims into providing their credit card details, banking information, or sending money to fraudsters, which could also lead to direct financial loss. So the last one that I encountered was it was sent to me through the text. So it was a phishing text message, and the attackers, they were asking, okay, they sent it to me telling me that I have a parking ticket. So they requested that I enter my vehicle plate number. After the vehicle plate number, they gave me a fine of £45. £45, yeah. Then after that stage, they were then asking for my card details, for me to pay for the parking fine. So at the end of the day, the target of those fraudsters was to take money from me and as well as gain access to my credit card details or my bank card details. So that is a similar example. Then we have the third one on the list, which is malware and ransomware infection. So with a malware or ransomware infection, it is a very serious one because clicking on a malicious link or downloading infected attachment can install malware or ransomware on your system, which can lock your files or even lock you out of your system and demand for payment for their release. So this is a very serious one. Most companies end up suffering ransomware attacks. And so far in this year 2025, we have about some companies in UK which have suffered a ransomware attack. we have a CPI UK, we have the agency, we have a Remote Limited. These are some of the companies in the United Kingdom that have suffered from ransomware attack in this year alone. The fourth one on the list is data breaches and corporate espionage. So it is obvious that most of these threats that I have just mentioned here are being initiated by phishing email, just as I mentioned earlier. So with a data breaches and the corporate espionage, in businesses, phishing can give hackers, access to confidential information, business secrets, and as well as customers' information. So this could also lead to reputational damages and as well as legal consequences. So most companies that suffer from data breaches here in UK, most of them ends up being reprimanded by the ICO, which is the Office of the Information Commissioner Office. Sometimes they end up being fined. So data breach is a very, very serious attack for a company to suffer. Most companies that suffer from data breaches, they end up struggling to move on or struggling to secure business, or to maintain good relationship with the client. Because once a company suffers a data breach, people or businesses find it difficult to trust them. Businesses struggle to have confidence on them because they cannot be able to. They are being viewed as as companies that cannot be able to protect people's information. So they really can't be trusted. It leads to broken trust and legal consequences. In most cases, customers end up filing a lawsuit, demanding for compensations. So data breaches is a very serious one. We should be taken serious as well. So the number 5 on the list is unauthorized account access. Attackers can take over email account, social media account, cloud account, and the rest, and they use it to impersonate victims, spread scams, and as well as ask for more sensitive information. Most times we end up receiving messages, from our beloved ones, our friends and families. Most times these messages come from the email, they come from some mobile apps, such as WhatsApp, Signals. Most times they come from the messenger. And you see these messages are coming from your family members, it's coming from them, it's coming from your friends, without knowing that their account has been compromised by a cyber attacker. So these attackers end up, creating a message of urgency, pressurizing you into transferring money to them. Sometimes they end up coming up with a message such as, I'm trying to make a purchase, but my bank account is having a technical error, or is giving me a technical or a poor signal. So I'm unable to access my bank account at the moment. Can you please transfer so amount to this account? Sometimes they tell you that they're trying to transfer money to somebody, a business partner or a friend or a family member or whatever. But it seems to be urgent. They are unable to complete transfer from their own end. They will ask you to transfer that money to that account. They provide an account for you and ask you to transfer to the account, and then come back to make a promise of returning the money back to you after 2 days, or after 1 hour, after 2 hours. So each time you try to call them through the app, let's say you're trying to call them through the WhatsApp or through the messenger, just to confirm that it is your friend or your family member who is behind that account. They end up declining the call, or they end up not taking the call. they end up giving you flimsy excuses, such as I can't take the call, I can't take a call at the moment. Where I am at the moment is very noisy. I'm unable to pick a phone call over here. I'm unable to talk to you at this moment. I will call you back later. Can you please transfer this money? Can you please send that money to that account? It is urgent. So they end up pressuring you into, transferring money to them. And the sixth one we have on the list is a business email compromise. So phishing attacks targeting employees can trick them into transferring money, sharing sensitive data, or approving fraudulent invoices, leading to large financial fraud. So this is one of the reasons it is important for every business, every organization, to make sure that they take their employees through regular cyber awareness training, to make sure that they stay ahead of most of these attacks. Because in a business, the weakest link in an organization is a human. So a little mistake from an employee could cost the company a very huge amount of lose, or a very huge financial lose. So the number 7 on the list is exploiting trust. So number 7 is exploiting trust. So phishers often impersonate trusted brands, colleagues, or government agencies, making victims more likely to fall for scam. Just as I mentioned earlier, the text message that I received, asking me to pay for a parking ticket, was coming from fraudsters who were impersonating DVLA. So they were trying to impersonate DVLA. But on my own side, I already know that whenever you have a parking ticket, it doesn't come from it doesn't come as a text message. They send you a letter to your address. But here they are sending me a text, demanding for payment, and as well as asking for my card details, So most times they impersonate government agencies, a reliable brand. Most times they even impersonate the police. So, and the eighth one on the list is a long-term security risk. So a cyber attack might seem to be minor, it might seem to be a very minor attack, but most times, data and sensitive information that was gathered during these minor attacks can be used in the future. It can be used in the future for a very serious cyber attack. It can be used for blackmail. So most times when these cyber criminals conduct a minor attack, they don't really use those information to execute their next plan at the moment. They wait for some period of time, for a very long period of time, then they can be able to execute their agenda. So on this video, or on this topic, we'll be covering common sense of phishing emails. So these are the objectives that we will be expecting on the video. It might not be on this particular part, it might be on the second part. So we'll be covering common sense of phishing email, techniques to verify an email, and as well as a real life example. Thank you.